Exclusive on the REC Experience podcast.
Hit it.
My realtor puts a sign in my yard and my house sells faster than yours. My house sells faster than yours. I could sell yours, but I'd have to charge.
Okay. Where's Travis Scott to say it's lit?
Yeah.
Hey. Thanks for listening into the REC Experience. I'm your host, Jas Takhar, with the co-host, Elto. What's happening?
Hey, I think I'm doing a little better than you are today.
Why do you say that?
Maybe it's been a few days.
Okay.
Your team. Well, I can bring it up now, right?
Okay, it's been a couple of days.
Have you
tell
mended?
them. Go say what you want to say.
The Cowboys lost
They
this
did lose in the
weekend.
playoffs. They made it pretty far. They made it far into the playoffs. That was good. But yeah, they lost. It
was a
does
tough
suck.
day for you yesterday.
I've been a fan since 12 years old. Shout out to Aikman and Irvin and Smith, the triplets. How about them Cowboys? But now they've obviously lost. And
Till next season, I guess.
I actually don't even care anymore.
Yeah, it's over. It's in the past.
Do you want to see Salty Jazz today?
A little, maybe. I don't know. I
no.
thought I'd bring it up. You talk about all year the Cowboys. So I kind of had to just give it to you.
Anyways, thanks for taking me down that.
You bet. Speaking of teams, though.
I like that. Nice segue.
Thank you. I've been working on my segues.
We had the OGs of REC on today.
The OGs, yeah. The ORs, as you mentioned.
The original realtors of REC, Marlene and Anthony. Obviously, you guys know Simeon. And we sat back and talked a lot about what it takes to be a realtor, why buyers and sellers and investors from a pre-construction perspective and a resale perspective should think about needing a realtor and how to find one as well.
Well, what I liked so much about this pod session was it really made me realize, and I always knew it all along, but just watching all the different personalities and skill sets of the people on the team, and the importance of really working with people who know the location, know the content, or the type of buildings and structures that you're going to be purchasing. This is going to be your biggest transaction that most people are going to make in their lifetime. So you want to work with people who know what they're doing and not just necessarily your neighbor who's a realtor who doesn't work in the area that you're buying in. And I think we showed on our team just how, vast of experience, knowledge, and just personalities. You want to work with people you like, so.
The personalities on our team are amazing. Obviously, we're biased, so we think our team is the best from a personality perspective. Look, from a results perspective as well. Not to toot our own horn, but we were the number 3 team in Canada for right across the country for Royal LePage, which is the country's largest organization of 18,000 realtors. We were number 3.
Yeah.
So as as competitive as we are obviously striving for the number 1 spot.
Yeah.
But it was
and as much fun as we have.
You know what?
We actually do work, but
yeah, like a lot of
we're
people.
not doing this.
Well, they forget, right?
Yeah.
They forget that myself and Simeon manage a team. You're the director of sales on this team, and there is a pretty big operation. There's 600 to 700 transactions that we did in 2018, helping buyers, sellers, and investors.
Yeah.
Right. Again, not to impress you, but and I said it in the podcast. It's really more to impress upon you that if you're thinking about buying, selling, and investing, get in touch with our team. Just interview us. See if one of our personalities match with yours. And if not,
and even
that's
if it's
okay.
not someone on our team, because we don't focus on an area that you're looking
Right.
into buying.
Great point.
You had mentioned in another episode, your net worth is as big as your network, and it's kind of like that, right? We know people across, not just Southern Ontario, across the country, into the U.S. We know people who are at the top of their games in those areas. So if you're not even just think about buying something in the GTA, chances are we probably know someone who comes highly recommended in those areas as well.
Awesome. Going to have you guys have a watch and a listen now to Season 3, Episode 3. And Laura, as always, thank you very much.
You bet.
Appreciate it. If you guys have not subscribed yet to either the YouTube channel or if you're listening, and I know a lot of you are, but you haven't subscribed yet, click on any podcast platform that you're on. It makes my niece happy, and so I want you to get that done. And your niece actually as well.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Shout out to your niece. And so, guys, please follow and subscribe. Feedback is always greatly appreciated. Thank you.
REC Experience presents Real Estate, Entrepreneurship, Leadership with your host, Jas Takhar. The REC Experience is now on air.
I am so excited to have this pod session put together because it's the OGs. Yes, you heard me properly. I said it's the OGs of the REC team. The three people that you guys see on the YouTube channel here, as well as the guys and the gal that you're going to hear from today. We've been together for coming up to now almost 12, 13 years. And so I'm going to let them introduce themselves, as I always like to do. So to my right, ladies first, tell me your name and what you do. And
Marlene Cornacchia. I'm basically working as a realtor for the last, 23 years.
So you started a couple of years ago?
Just a couple of years ago.
Right.
Yeah, I can't
Awesome.
believe that. It's scary when I think about it.
And you just got back from vacation.
I did. I was on the beach. It was fantastic.
Where'd you go again, Mar?
Aruba.
You've been there a couple times?
Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh.
We're going to introduce one of our singers soon, too. Don't worry about that. And it
was fantastic.
To your right, to the viewers and to the listeners, you guys have heard and seen him, obviously, by my side for a very long time. But to the new guys, my man, in case they haven't heard and or seen you, who are you? What do you do?
My name is Simeon Papailias,
A.K.A. The Hammer.
the Hammer.
My partner. And we've been at it for a very long time.
Very long time. Maybe not as long as Marlene.
Yeah.
Mar-
Ouch.
Marlene actually real estates.
I real estate.
Marlene
yeah.
and I actually started since day one together.
That's right,
So it was
downtown.
really cool. Right downtown office on Richmond Street.
Yeah.
It was neat because at that time, I only went to downtown at night.
Yes.
So seeing it during the day was kind of cool, right?
Eye-opening.
It really was
Yeah,
eye-opening.
it is.
Saw the garbage that people left from
Yeah.
the night before and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Entertainment District is a great neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
By the way.
Coming around the table, what's your name?
My name is Anthony Tabar. I'm a real estate broker in the city of Toronto. I've been licensed. This is going on 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, and I started with Jas and the group. So this is really all I know in terms of real estate and.
Well, hang on. Don't say this is all you know, because Clem, do me a favor, buddy. As for our viewers, bring in the video that my man just shot. So don't tell me this is all you know, because it's funny what people do, right? Like,
He missed
in their
his
heads,
calling.
I only saw real estate.
And now, an REC musical experience.
It's a beautiful day in the marketplace, a beautiful day for a buyer. What would we find if you were mine? It's a beautiful day in the marketplace, a beautiful day for a seller. We'll sell it on time. You'll have peace of mind. I've been helping buyers and sellers just like you, finding them the perfect neighborhood at a great price too. So let's make the most of your hard-earned pay. Work with a pro, don't make a mistake. You could be mine, you should be mine. I could be your realtor. Please, oh please, oh won't you please? Oh please, let me be your realtor.
Someone might have missed his call. He's an amazing realtor,
Yeah.
loves his clients. Clients love him, more importantly. But
That's right.
it's Anthony, a.k.a. Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
That video was awesome. What inspired you, man?
I think I figured out that one of my biggest passions is just making people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it. Comedy was never as lucrative as real estate was, so I try to mix the two.
Yeah.
You know,
And in all seriousness, you probably are one of the funniest guys I've ever met. And he
you.
definitely maintains one of
Thank
the most
you.
professional business practices in real
Yeah,
estate.
I find it.
Straight
I
up.
find it interesting, actually, Simos. I'm so glad that you mentioned that. How he actually does that. He is one of the most wittiest people I've ever met in my life.
Well, I was trying to keep this podcast light.
Too much.
But I definitely don't want people to think he's a funny guy. He is the funniest, most professional
Yeah.
realtor
So
I've
true.
ever met.
So
and he
true.
incorporates it in
and
a way.
then now we can make
yeah.
fun of you. But I
I just want to say, because I've known him long, he incorporates it in a way that makes people relax. And that's crucial, and because it can be high stress, and Anthony comes in and is like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, you gotta know when to shut it down.
Yeah.
No, you gotta know when push comes to shove.
Exactly.
And,
when to be serious and
that's
when
right.
to,
Look,
Yeah.
buddy,
when
man,
to joke.
as Mara mentioned and as Simos mentioned, we've been together for a very long time. This table,
Yeah.
this is why I was so excited to do this,
Yeah.
right? To have us actually at the same table. Like
That's
we do
right.
a lot of talks by the water cooler or vodka bottle or whatever, whatever it is. But to actually really get an opportunity to record this and let people actually see us all together. Because, guys, I get it a lot, and Simos is starting to get it a lot as well, where when we're out and about with our videos that we're doing, the podcasts that we're doing, blogs that we're writing, and we're talking to entrepreneurs, business people, and people in leadership, they're like, do you guys actually sell real estate? Like, what's happening, right?
Yeah.
And
where do you fit it in?
And that's why Laura's point a couple of weeks ago was like, hey, why don't we actually get the team together and have them talk about what they do on a daily basis? Because again, to the point that I just made, right, Simos, and you can talk about this, buddy, that we do, last year in 2018, we did $250 million worth of real estate. And I don't say that to the listeners, and they knew, and the viewers know as well. We're not here to impress you. This is not a sales podcast by any means. It's to impress upon you that we got the right team together here, right?
We actually sold the third most real estate in this country for Royal LePage.
Yeah.
So again, I am obviously super proud of our accomplishments, as every single member of this team should be. But that is the most common thing and feedback that we're getting is if you're doing shows, if you're doing this, like I just saw 3 of your signs. When are you there? Like, are you doing an open house?
Yeah.
And this is, no, I can't do the open house myself.
Yeah, we have a team. I'm glad that you mentioned that all of our team should be proud of the accomplishments and the friends and family of our team members.
100%.
Because it's more than just us 4. We have a total team of 20 realtors that covers the
27.
27
realtors.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we have support staff. Anthony, like when you're out and about talking to people, right, and showing homes, negotiating deals, what is it that makes you feel comfortable about having a team with you, man? Like we might not necessarily be with you right then and there, but we're a phone call away.
So one of the fastest things I learned in this business was to not wear so many hats. So real estate is a very vast industry. It's wide. There's a lot of different avenues you can take to make money in this business. Am I cut out for every single one of them? Probably not. No. If I ever had a commercial lease to do, it would be in my client's best interest to talk to the hammer.
Yes, because he has experience doing that.
Yeah, and being that we have a team of 27, I would say that there's a little bit of experts in all niches of real estate. At the end of the day, people want answers. People want answers now. It's 2019. People want instant
gratification, right?
Instant, right? So the fact my team is a phone call away and I can get sound advice from somebody who's that's their business, I think my clients have seen a whole lot of value in that.
Marlene, you mentioned 25 years in the business.
Almost.
Okay, almost.
I'm almost there.
That's amazing. Like
Yeah.
they say that if you do anything for more than 10,000 hours, you're a master at it.
Right.
What is it that you're seeing with home buyers and sellers? Like, where do they make mistakes? Is it really just a matter of them trying to do things on their own?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. I mean, people are on the internet. They're looking at properties. They're on, realtor.ca. And the biggest mistake is thinking that they see everything, is thinking that they're getting all the information. And they aren't. They're basically getting limited information. Properties that have sold in, a day or two, they're not having access to. So that's crucial in this market. In limited inventory situations, you want somebody looking out for you, and you want somebody telling you when something hits the market. That's huge.
So when you're showing homes,
Yeah.
for example, like we've all learned kind of from, the same cloth. We're all cut from the same cloth.
Yes.
On HGTV and other channels out
Yeah.
there, you'll see realtors showing the home and saying, look, Clem, here's the nice, beautiful kitchen and bathroom.
Yeah.
And what is it different? Like, I don't want to say it myself, but
Yeah.
what is it that you do a little different when we're showing homes, right?
What am I doing different is absolutely nothing.
Love it.
I'm being myself.
Yes.
I'm opening the door. I'm letting people through. I'm offering them, a chance to ask any questions while we're here. Look around, take your time. This is the biggest purchase of your life, so you want to be careful. You want to, you want to handle it accordingly.
For sure. Like I've seen it because when I started, I shadowed you for a while, and I know that you'd go sit on the couch and tell the clients like, go upstairs and take a look at the home. I'm not gonna tell you about you don't need to hear it from me that the bathroom counters are nice.
Exactly.
Go take a look, walk around, feel
Come
free.
on, the information is readily available. If there's anything underlying, of course I'm going to dig deeper. I'm going to talk to the agent. I'm going to find out anything I need to find out and let them know. Overall, you don't want to put any pressure on them. You want them to have all the information and make a decision accordingly.
No, but I think because maybe you're in the business for 20 plus years,
yes,
Marlene, you're kind of not giving weight to the last statement that you made. And I think, especially in the generation of the fast internet, which is now, everything is moving at light speed.
The millennials.
Let's talk about the millennials.
Yeah.
So they have at their fingertips, they have a tremendous amount of data.
Yeah.
It's about triple or quadruple because as the Competition Bureau's decision to release MLS data into the marketplace has now been gone through and things are taking shape.
Yes.
Okay? There's going to be even more. The value of a realtor is not just, and again, you're letting them through, you're letting them make their own decisions, you're not putting pressure on them. That's, in my opinion, a character trait. That's a character trait. That's your personality.
Yeah.
The value that we know because we've seen hundreds of your testimonials over the years coming from clients is the fact that they're getting sound advice. So you like this home? Yeah, it's all good. Before you tell them anything about the home, you're going to do your homework. You're going to do your dig deep. You're going to do your
100%.
Get under, make sure that you have the opinion or, first of all, the area.
That's
sell.
crucial. Yeah.
And you don't take a listing in Oakville because you live in Durham.
Right.
But if there's a listing in Pickering, in Ajax, in Scarborough, anywhere in that general
surrounding area,
you've spent 30 years there.
That's right.
Is it safe to say that you would know a thing or two about
I would say
what's happening?
Say I'm aware. I mean, experience is huge. Just being in the industry and getting in all that information is huge to be able to relay that to people and offer them sound advice, which is what you're saying. So for me, it's all about being real, though. It's all about kind of being I put myself in their shoes when I'm dealing with people, and what I want to know is what they'll want to know, and that's how I handle it.
Well, is this a good buy for them at this time?
Yeah.
It's almost what I tell new realtors, really anyone in sales, is when someone asks you a question, pretend it's your best friend and or grandmother. Would you tell them, would you push your grandmother to buy a home because you want the commissions? You probably wouldn't. If you think about it from that perspective at all times, and that's the mindset, then the long-term value that you're bringing to that client will come back to you 10 times.
100%.
Right? And you've seen it, Anthony. You've been doing this for now 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
How many repeat and referral clients do you deal with? Is it 99?
It's almost all of it.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't even go out and do a lot of the just listed and the just sold cards. And guys, there's great value in doing that for a lot of realtors. I think you found a niche in just dealing with your sphere of influence.
In the beginning, when I first started this, I came from a job that didn't pay a lot. I was making $30,000 a year, and I remember Jas coming to my workplace and saying, "Anthony, what are you doing with your apron on?" And
I'm not gonna lie, I came there for one reason, to eat.
No, I remember we had that
Where were
talk
you?
at Sherway Gardens.
At a restaurant?
I was working at Timothy's Coffee.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
Timothy's
that.
Coffee.
Okay, yeah.
And Jas came in and was like, "Man, there's just so much more for you out there," and kind of took me under his wing, which is what I was missing.
Right.
And then the rest was history. I came from a job making $30,000 a year to making checks worth $30,000. It's a big change for a guy who lived to learn frugal. So I'd get $30,000 at one shot, and I'd go on a vacation.
Right.
And you guys wouldn't see me for a while. But I learned very quickly that that's not the way to make a business.
Yeah.
It's really not the way to have a sustainable business. Something that you can build on.
In your defense, you were very young.
I was very young, and like I said, I learned to live very frugal, right?
Yeah.
So I was surviving off $30,000 a year, and then I'm getting these big lump sum checks.
Yeah.
But I think what you learned, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, but at some point you had to have realized you brought that value to the marketplace. That's why you went from $30,000 a year to receiving $30,000 checks, because that's now the new value that you were able to bring to the marketplace.
Yeah, I think, in the beginning, I mean, like, look, every day I go on my Facebook, I see 3 new realtors, you know, hitting, you know, and I think that a lot of people are misunderstood that this is an easy business, you know.
Well, they see everybody drive the BMWs and the Mercedes.
We're spoiled.
And the Range Rovers and all that. I get it.
We live in a city where the average price is, you know, 750, 800,000. 4 sales a year, you know, you're making 80K.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 4 sales a year. That's 1 every 3 months.
Yeah, but I think the underlying,
yeah.
There are 77,000 sales last
Yeah.
year in the same region that you're talking about that you're
Yeah.
spoiled
Right,
in.
yeah.
And there's 50,000 realtors.
That's right.
So it's 1.1 per.
Yes.
So I'm
So-
actually
so
scared.
That's the average.
That's the
But
average.
that's
If
yeah.
you work out the numbers that
If you,
way.
if you
Yeah.
were to work it out, but the reality is the 80-20 rule
Yeah.
applies, and it applies hard in this business.
And you know
Yeah.
what's even
Hard
funny?
in this business.
does.
I'm
Yeah.
actually going to say I think it's the 95.
Yeah, I would lean
right?
You wanna
towards that
make it
as well.
worse?
Right?
Make it
Like, I
worse.
think it's for sure in that sense.
Let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. Our team did $250 million worth of real estate.
And that equates to how many transactions?
About between 600 and 800, depending on if you put the leases in, etc., which they all make up the
Yeah.
number anyway.
Yes.
That represents 800, let's say, 800 transactions of 77,000.
That's right.
Yeah.
Our team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does not leave a lot of room, because I know a lot of the great realtors that stand amongst us. I know a tremendous amount of amazing, talented, dedicated realtors that are across other companies, across the cities of the GTA. And let me tell you something. If you think real estate is easy, if you think it's going to be a walk in the park and all you need to do is 2 deals, guess what? I'm going to be on the other side of that table fighting for that
Rude
business.
awakening. Yeah.
And you're in for a rude awakening.
sure.
The chances of me losing that business
Right.
versus you getting that business
Yeah.
for me, unless it's your mother and she really wants to hurt herself,
Well, sometimes I go into people's
I'm
homes.
after that business.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Precisely, yeah.
It is the mothers, and it is the cousins, and it is the uncles.
And it's okay. There's a place for that. All I'm getting at is, to your point, that is real estate an easy business?
Yeah.
No, not at all.
Well, just a little story about how
get it
we're
straight.
actually connected in terms of, like, you know, the business itself. I had a client who referred me their cousin, and, you know, we started looking at properties, and she's like, oh, you know, I had a coworker, and they were pushing this agent on me, just oh my God, this guy's fantastic. Amazing guy. You got to use this guy. She's like, no, I'm good. I got somebody, right? Referring to me. And I'm like, just curious, like, what company do they work for? And she's like, I think it's Royal LePage. I'm like, really? Which one? So she calls the coworker, and he tells her, oh, it's Signature. I'm like, oh, really? What's his name? Anthony Tabar. And I'm like, that's interesting. Anthony's my brother. That's so funny. I'm like, you know what? Great. I would totally refer him to.
Yeah, we never did split that commission. We never did split that.
Just to show you how we are connected in and around the city.
Oh, the
in
city's,
terms
I
of-
mean,
yeah.
there's a lot of people in the city. It's a pretty big city, but we're
Yeah.
definitely connected. So, I mean, you mentioned something that was interesting to me, that you need to cut through clutter in this business. I want to dive a little bit further into that statement from the market perspective. And so you hear a lot of stuff in the news. A lot of people are headline readers. How does a buyer, seller, or investor cut through the clutter of the noise on the internet, on, you know, if people still pick up the papers and on video? How does one cut through all that clutter?
So there's not really a straight answer to that, Jas. I don't think. Like, for example, we've on countless podcasts, on our media, on our brochures, we say the very first part of getting into real estate is to build your real estate team. If you want to cut through the clutter, you need to work with people that are no nonsense. No nonsense. You want the best home inspector, you want the best lawyer, you want the best broker, real estate agent, you want the best broker, and you want the best information. The best information is going to come from who? I dedicate my everyday today is to manage a team of 27 agents and 7 support staff. to sell commercial real estate, like I'm a very busy man. It's 12 to 16 hours a day, every day. Whether it's
stop.
here, in the car, at home, whatever the case may be, it never ends. What do I do at home? I'm sitting with my wife, we're chatting. After that, when we're watching a show, I'm glancing at my phone and I'm looking at the articles of the day. I need to know what's happening in the city.
Stay up to date.
Stay up to date.
Yeah.
And then this morning, already 2 emails went out to our team. Do this, take a look at this CRM because it's the best one, it'll make you more productive. If my agents are more productive, they have more time to know what's happening in their neighborhoods. If they know what's happening in their neighborhoods, that translates into a better experience to their client. Better experience to the client is more referrals and more revenue.
It's that long-term game, right?
So
It's that,
nobody's looking for an easy buck on this team. Everybody here has been here for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 years. Nobody's treating this as a ATM.
Yeah.
Or this is long-term business. Like we owe our clients fiduciary duties. We treat them with respect, which is why they come back to us for the experience.
We truly do live, breathe, eat this, and
Yes.
you have to. You can't be a part-time agent.
So but that's how you
Doesn't
cut to the
exist.
clutter.
Yeah.
To answer the question. Go
Yeah.
on, because that's true.
I love
No,
what you said about part-time. right?
Yeah,
Continue.
there's no such thing. I mean, you can basically say you're a part-time agent, but ultimately it turns into time and a half. And then some. It's
So-
like when something has to happen, it has to happen.
Well, part-time
And,
efforts,
yeah.
you're going to get part-time results, right?
Exactly. Like, sure you can get your license and sell your friends and family, but at the end of the day, it's not going to do you any good. And it's, for those agents out there, you have to put every single effort into working on it all the time.
Mr. Tabar.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Can we get a little sample of it?
Do it. Just do it. From
which
the
one?
top.
Which
From
one?
the top. The
Just
whole
the
song.
top.
Just
Song.
do it.
Oh, I have a good one. Hold on.
Here's a different one. Exclusive on the REC Experience podcast.
Hit it.
Dung, 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 dung. My realtor puts a sign in my yard, and my house sells faster than yours. My house sells faster than yours. I could sell yours, but I'd have to charge.
Okay.
Okay.
Where's Travis Scott to say it's lit?
Yeah.
Oh my
Tabar,
God.
you've been doing a lot of business recently for our team and for yourself, and most importantly, your clients from a pre-construction perspective.
Yeah.
A lot of clients call any agent, and as they can, and whatever they want to do is up to them. They try to do it on their own, like we mentioned. Why is it important, though? Really, why is it important for them to get in contact with someone that knows pre-construction
Guys,
specifically?
you're hearing this here first.
Yeah.
The pre-construction game is a completely different monster.
So, and let me just preface this, sorry, again, by saying that what we're talking about is pre-construction condos. That's a very, very big segment in the Toronto real
Yeah.
estate / Greater Toronto area real estate.
It is
market.
now, yeah.
Yeah.
So, why is it that it's very important for them to get in touch with someone that focuses and specializes in that?
I cannot tell you how much money you're leaving on the table. For 11 years, my clients would always ask me, why do I need a realtor to walk into a sales office and just buy a pre-construction condo? I never had a good answer for them, until I really started working. Sure, you could walk into a sales office 6 months after this platinum launch happened, and they'll sell you whatever remaining inventory all our people said no to. Aside from choice and being able to pick first, there's money on the table that you're losing. Fact, builders raise prices as you move up in the building.
Right.
In an area like Yonge and
As the
Eglinton,
building process moves along.
even as the process moves along,
Yes.
and there's floor premiums.
Sure,
They
right.
charge floor premiums.
Sure.
So in an area like Yonge and Eglinton, where you're going to buy on the 10th floor or the 25th floor, and you're not going to get a view, do you think your rents are going to be much different? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy who bought on the 25th floor spent $30,000 more than the guy on the 10th floor for the same square footage.
And it depends if you're selling to an investor or an end user.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the council comes in.
Yeah.
If you're an investor, what are you
the
buying on the
question-
35th floor?
You see
for
what I
what?
mean?
Question in itself. How many people?
Yeah.
Like I hear it on our team, and I love it.
Yeah.
All the time on the phones. It's are you thinking about it from the investment perspective?
Yeah.
Like you're going to rent this out, or are you going to be living in there?
Yeah.
Just the question itself will help you answer.
But even if they say like, oh, maybe one day,
Right.
at that point you're an end user.
right.
No problem. Buy the
Yeah.
heck
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So if you're
Yeah.
even considering it,
Yeah.
Yes.
no problem.
Yeah.
But if you're
Yes.
just going to tell me I live in a 4,000 square foot home in
Yeah.
Mississauga, the chances of you and your wife fitting in an 850 square foot, I don't care if it's a 2-bedroom or
Yeah.
3-bedroom, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Your desk from Restoration Hardware is not going to fit through the door.
It's crucial to understand what they want and what they ultimately want to achieve, and and what their portfolio is saying to you. Like if they want an investment, it's an investment straight up. And if they want a little bit of both, then yeah.
What would you say the price difference was between 6 months down the line and when you bring your clients in at Platinum Access?
Depending on the project.
No, but seriously,
Yeah.
give me an
On
estimate, average.
If I said 50,000, would you think I was?
I think
crazy?
you're being conservative.
I
The
think
real number is 70 to 100,000.
Yeah.
Downtown.
In the first 6 months.
Yeah.
No, in the core. We're talking about the core.
core.
Yes.
Just to clarify.
I just want to wrap that part up because it's
Yeah.
very important. So if you are thinking about looking into investing into a pre-construction condo, if you're in the fourth or the fifth phase of pricing, you possibly have paid $70,000 to $100,000 more than Sally Pants, who bought it at day one opening.
Jas, you are none the wiser.
Right.
You
You're none
don't
the
even
wiser.
know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you walk in and you see the sales, the price list say starting from this.
So I'll tell you what I know. The people who come in 6 months and pay 100 grand more or 70 grand more are the proof in the pudding that I need to continue to make sales 6 months prior because my clients just made 70 grand.
That's right.
The precedent is now set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You established the market. You are the people
You know-
who establish the market later
That's right.
and continue to provide value
The
to
sales
me.
dictate.
But here's the best thing: you and the rest of our team and the other hundreds of and even 1,000 realtors who focus on pre-construction that are really, really good.
Right.
They know not to let their client buy in that third or fourth phase.
That's right.
Because
Wait for the next one.
Wait for the next one. Wait for the
value,
next
yeah,
building,
exactly.
or wait for another location to come up. Right.
Unless it's for your unit and it has to be there.
It's a different
Yeah.
story.
It's a
Your
different
daughter's going to
story.
live in
Yeah.
there. You're going to think about moving in there. That is a totally different story.
Yes.
I always like to wrap up these pod sessions with giving a tip, and it can come from a real estate perspective, an entrepreneurship perspective, or a leadership perspective. So I'm going to start, as I always like to start, with the most beautiful person in the room, and that's you, obviously, Marlene. Please,
Beautiful heart, right?
in and out. We're going to get a lot of pictures. when we're done with
Absolutely.
this.
So I guess the most important tip I can offer, is do your homework. Make sure you knowledge is power. And in any aspect, whatever you do in life, and especially in purchasing real estate, just do your homework and find the right person to help you and guide you.
Love it. I'm going to go across the table to Anthony.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on the same thing Marlene touched on. I said, when you go to your family doctor and you tell him that, I'm having a problem with my throat, he sends you to a specialist, an ENT specialist, right? The real estate industry, like I said, is a very vast industry. So whatever investment or avenue you're going into, find someone, ask them, who do you know that's best at commercial leases? Or who do you know that's best at pre-construction condos? Or who do you know that's best at listing appointments? So there's so many different things, and you'd be a fool to think that you could master all of it.
I left you at the end, Simeon, because you, as the person who leads this team and directs us in which way we're going to be going with the new marketing initiatives, managing of the team. I'm looking for something outside the real estate box, almost from a management because from a management perspective, you go back years and years you've been doing this. What's that one tip that somebody wants to become a leader or a manager?
So I think what I can do is I'll give you a tiny bit of both. From a management perspective, in the real estate field, because trying to manage realtors is like trying to herd cats. You have guys who are every single realtor is an entrepreneur automatically because they took a risk to go chase their own business, okay? What they are not, most of them, are not great managers. And when I say great managers, they're not great managers of time. They're not great managers of money. They're not great managers of keeping their story straight. So my advice will be to realtors, not consumers, because the consumer will win when the realtor gives them a better experience. What makes us different as a company and the way we have gotten to where we are is by managing our resources, our human assets, because our team is not like the Simeon team and I'm the celebrity broker. We're the REC team.
Yes.
We're this. We all bleed REC, and the reason we do that is because we're a collective. It's not a team that was built for profit. It's a team that was built for a goal of becoming the greatest team in the nation's real estate world. the way we manage our staff is by knowledge, is by systems, and by making efficiencies. This year, we dedicated the last 4 months. Between me and you, we've met literally hundreds of hours in the last 3 or 4 months to capitalize on what was missing from before, what has changed, where we are today, and how to build those efficiencies out. So as a realtor, I don't care where you are, at RE/MAX or Royal LePage in the United States, or it doesn't matter. Take a look at what systems are available to you.
And make use of them.
Take a step back to make 3 steps forward. What is the best use of your time? The only thing you should ever be doing is gathering market intelligence and seeing your clients. If you have to file paperwork, if you have to go on Facebook to make your posts, if you have to do this, that, and the other, you're missing the point of 2019. There are people, there are systems, there are ways to make you more efficient. There are teams looking to grow. And the way they grow, you just have to find a team that has the right reason for growing and join that team. We are not looking for any real estate agents right now.
No, I'm proud and lucky to be on this team. You guys have come a long way and continually, progressively.
We've had a great mentor. Let's put it that way.
I know.
Let's leave that at that.
Yeah. But I just want to say how proud I am that you are where you are.
I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate your guys' time because I know how busy you guys are out there. I always close it off with my tip in a pod session. My tip today is to the listeners and the viewers. It's if you're thinking about buying, selling, or investing, think about it like any big corporation thinks about it. They always have directors, they have managers, they have teams put in place to help them. It's the same thing and the same way you should be looking at it.
And they're not job titles, right?
They're not
actual structures.
Right? So get in touch with the right realtor. It doesn't need to be us. It can be from somebody that your friends or family refer. Make sure you build out what we always call the all-star team. You need the lawyer, you need the mortgage person, you need the realtor, and then the list goes on and on. So again, Anthony Tabar, thank you very much.
Not a problem. Thanks. And let's not make it another 3 years before you have us back on here. Huh?
All right.
Okay.
I love you. All right. Simeon, my man, thank you, my friend. Thank you. Marlene, thank you very much.
Me. I
Appreciate
love this.
it.
Anytime.
Awesome.
Thanks so much.
Awesome, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope I made that easy.
That was really easy.
It was conversation at the table. That's all it was.
This has been the REC Experience Podcast with Jas Takhar, an REC Canada production.